The topic of this video is finding the area of a composite shape. Remember, a composite shape is made up of two or more shapes. The first thing I want you to think about is how to decompose this figure into shapes that you know how to find the area of. The first shape that I see within this composite shape is a rectangle, so we're going to start by finding the area of the rectangle. The formula for the area of a rectangle is area equals length times width. I see that the length of this rectangle is 27 inches, so I'm going to replace L with 27. When you replace a variable with a number, that's called substitution. Next, I need to figure out the width of this rectangle, and it doesn't tell you what the width is. You're going to have to figure it out based upon the information they give you. I'm going to figure this out using this line segment that is a part of the semicircle. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and try to draw the other half of this circle. That does not look very good. But try to picture that looks beautiful and it's a perfect circle. And I hope that you can still recognize, even though this isn't drawn very well, that this is the center of the circle. And the distance from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle is called the radius. So the radius of this circle is 9 inches. This is going to be very helpful to us, because if you look at the width of the rectangle, I want you to notice that the width of the rectangle is also the diameter of the circle. Remember, a diameter extends from one edge to the other edge of the circle, and it has to go through the center. So if I have the radius is 9 inches, and I know that the diameter is double the radius, all I need to do is multiply the radius by 2 to get the diameter. So the diameter is equal to 18 inches, which means my width is also equal to 18 inches. Now I type into my calculator 27 times 18, and I get 486 square inches. Next, I need to work on the shapes that are circles or half of circles. So I look over here and I see I have a half of a circle on this side and I have a half circle on this side. So what I'm thinking is that if I have a half of a circle and a half of a circle, then I might have a full circle. Now that's not always the case. If the semicircles are not the same size, then it's not going to form a full circle. Think about it. If they're a different size, they're not going to match up. It's not really going to be a full circle. But in this case, I know that these half circles are the same. The way you determine that is you just compare the radii, or you could even just compare the diameters. I'm going to compare the radii. The radius of this circle is 9 inches, or I should say semicircle. The radius of this semicircle is also 9 inches, so these semicircles are the same size. So if I were to draw this semicircle, we'll shade it in on the left side, and then I'm going to draw vertical lines on this semicircle, and then I attach that semicircle to the right side, you will see one entire full circle. So I can actually just use the formula for a whole circle. Area equals pi r squared. I don't have to divide it by 2. Area equals pi times r squared. The radius in this example is 9 inches. The 2 tells me how many times to record the base of 9. So I need to write the 9 one time, 2 times. 9 times 9 is equal to 81. And then I'm going to grab my calculator and I'm going to type in pi times 81, and I get 254.4690049 inches squared, which I rounded to the nearest thousandths place. Next, I'm going to start filling in my table. On the left, the column says type of shape. So the first area we found was the area of the rectangle. So for type of shape, I fill in the word rectangle. In the right column, I'm going to fill in the area of the rectangle. The area of this rectangle is 486 square inches. Next, I'm going to fill in the second shape that I found the area of, which is the circle. Because our two half circles made one full circle. And the area for the circle is 254.469, and I'm going to line it up as if I were going to add these together without a calculator. If you're adding these without a calculator, you need to line up those decimals. Whenever you add or subtract with decimals, you have to line up the decimals. So I type into my calculator 486 plus 254.469. So I'm adding the area of the rectangle and the area of the circle, and I get a total area of 740.469, which I round to the nearest tenth. That's how I decided to have you round in your Go Formative, so I'm trying to do the same thing in the video. So our final answer for the area of this entire composite shape is 740.5 square inches.